and Lizzy. Welcome to the Language Access Champion Series. Lizzy, we want to thank you. The Tiso family wants to thank you to being, putting some time and being here with us. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do, and why are you considered a Language Access Champion?
Hello, everyone. What an honor to be here and to be accounted for this award. And I have worked in education for a long time. And due to that, due to being an interpreter, that you realize how many things our families need. The school system where I work at was also aware of that. And then I was given an opportunity. And that's how it all started.
How did this help you to where, your journey where you were as a paraprofessional to now? I mean, how was that journey?
It's like anything. When people know that you are bilingual, you speak
Hmm.
multiple language, they automatically think that you are an interpreter.
Hmm.
So working with children, with the kindergartners, I was always called to help families that were not even in the classroom where I was in, just because I spoke another language. But having a deep understanding of education from the very beginning, that really opened up a whole nother door because I work with the kindergarten as a paraprofessional, and I also work as a paraprofessional for special education. In this case, we call them, it's the program of exceptional children.
Hmm.
So that right there completely opened up a whole nother door because I was able to understand how I could interpret all these meetings, knowing all the terminology, knowing hand by
Hmm.
hand that you can do different things with the children, what that meant. So it was very easy, the interpretation piece, because I already did the work. So that was very, very, very precious to me, and actually, it's one of the most beautiful things that I ever done. Working
Hmm.
with children and special needs is very rewarding.
How is it that you learn all this?
It just clicks, and I told you I was able to work with the children prior,
Hmm.
and so I was able to understand the the difference. But one of the things that I also learned, as an interpreter, because when you're sitting down in these meetings and if you have a psychologist talking about all these different terms, it was a lot of studying too. And
Yeah.
even though you learn the terminology, you learn there's always something new. And
Hmm.
so I would take notes and I'd be like, I didn't know what that word was.
Hmm.
I need to go back and then check and see what it means so I can better do it next time. So yes, it took time. Doesn't
Hmm.
happen overnight.
Hmm. What is it that you do now?
So I have worked with Douglas County school system for a long time. The position was district bilingual liaison, and
Hmm.
so my role was to develop something,
Hmm.
create something. I
Hmm.
already knew the need because I work as an interpreter, but
Hmm.
our rules and our code of ethics as interpreters, we can just go and interpret and we just walk away. So I
Yes.
was not able to do anything more than that. But I knew the needs. So I was like,
Hmm.
I knew exactly what I wanted
Hmm.
and I knew what we needed. And I work with a great group of people here at Douglas County School System. Everybody is very helpful. We develop a way to request interpreting and translation services using our electronic links so we can capture data about what languages we're serving. If we have the interpreter in our district, then we use our interpreter in our district. If we don't have the language, then we contract outside of our district. So
Hmm.
we were able to develop that, capture all that data, and because of that, we were able to add more, little by little by little by little. And so
Hmm.
now we have many different languages, over 40 something
Oh,
languages
wow.
in the county. Yes, and we have about, let's see, 10 interpreters that work with us,
Hmm.
many different languages. And again, like I said, if we don't have the language, we contract outside of the district. But we were able to do all that in 3 years. I think that's one of the most important things. We have a universal language. And when
Hmm.
we smile at people and people can see that you truly want to help them, you all understand each other somehow. It's like magic just takes place. Education is different and could be in Venezuela or in even Costa Rica or Haiti. Education is different everywhere. So
Mm,
they're coming into the country, they're coming into the district, and they're like, okay, what do I do now? Okay, with this, there's rules, there's things that you need to follow. There's also a way of grading your students. What does it mean? What does an A mean? What is A minus? What is a C? What am I supposed to do? And if we don't educate them, we have to be able to educate our parents. And then when we get the parents, then we're able to help our children. But if they have no idea, how are
mm.
we going to expect them to do what we need them to do?
What kind of resources do you provide to these parents?
The schools have different levels of doing meetings. When
Mm,
they do this type of meetings, then we provide language services. But here at the district level, I have a different events that I do. I host an event for Spanish speaking families at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. So at the beginning of the year, it's like, okay, let's sit down. Do you have everything that you need? Did you do
mm,
your parent portal? Did you have your nutrition account? What is it that you need to have because you need to be successful? I
mm,
need you to be able to go in and check in parent portal. Is my student late? Are they missing homework? What are the grades? But if they have no way of accessing that, there's a lot of misunderstanding and miscommunication. But if I let them know this
mm,
is how it works, this is what we have, and if you need any help at any point, we are available. So that is something that I do here at the district level to help our families. And so we also send information through Remind, different applications that we have,
mhm.
information through School Messenger that has an option to translate information in the language that they chose
Oh,
to
wow, great.
use.
Hmm.
And so there are many different ways. We are really working hard in providing
Hmm.
all this information to all our
Hmm.
families, to all of them, because they
Hmm.
are all important in our school system. We have virtual meetings and in-person meetings. And
Hmm.
again, it depends on the preference of the family. Whatever we need or whatever is requested, we do our best to provide what the school needs.
So, what advice do you have for educators and other school staff when they're working with interpreters?
I always tell them, keep in mind that if you take an hour to do a meeting with an English speaker, take into consideration that you need to have a
Hmm.
lot more
Hmm.
time for
Hmm.
for the interpreter to be able
Exactly.
to communicate. Now, if you're just going to be given information, you're just going to talk and that's it. But what if the family needs to ask you questions? We need to give the families also
Hmm.
chances to do that. It is difficult, I think, for everybody if you're not used to it.
And we want to thank you, Lizzy. Thank you.
Yes,
Any
thank
last
you.
words that you want to mention before we exit out of this interview?
Yes, I just wanted to thank Natiso for everything that you are doing and everything that you have done, not only for me, for our interpreters, for us to be able to go in and have different resources. It goes way above and beyond
Mhm.
because I know sometimes we just don't have it all. We need help. We continue to learn every single
Mhm.
day, and then having a group of individuals to make our job easier is very important. So Natiso, no, cheers to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the help and all the support that you give us.
So, Lizzy, thank you very much y que pasen muy buenas tardes. Adiós.
Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
Bye bye.